Hello. Let me bring my mic closer. Here we are. Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing today? It's Monday. Happy New Year. Hope everybody had a great holiday season all around. Hi, guys. How you doing? I just saw you somewhere. Goddess was just online streaming 7 Days to Die earlier. A surprise stream. This one, somehow the integrations finally decided to work for me. I got to send a couple things your way. And then partway through, it was just like, I don't want to do it anymore. So it stopped. So whatever. It's so finicky. Anytime. Thank you for hanging out. All right. So turn that down a little bit more. So what are we doing today? Well, clearly you see some of it here already. Oh my God, let me move it over. This heavy, chunky boy here is a very large ceramic palette. Uh, yeah, you could hear. I wasn't even trying to set it down hard. It's a chunky boy. He's a gritty boy. I also finally the last paint that I was waiting on, the last paint set finally showed up. So everything is now here. What was the one that was late? The bottom. This one. Nothing special about it. It was just late. Just because I think they had some sort of funky issue with Amazon, that is. I had some kind of issue where it just didn't change status and it never got picked up by their fulfillment center and it never shipped. So I had to fight with Amazon customer support, which is a nightmare to get to, by the way. Let me tell you, being able to get to their support is just a terrible thing because it gets through all their AI bullshit before you finally are able to get to a human. It was quite atrocious. They don't make it easy on purpose. So yeah, we've got ourselves a lot of paints plus one extra here that I won't be going into today because I've got a couple of them in here. But this is the extra indigo because we all know that I use it like crazy. But yeah, we're going to open all these up. We're going to organize them based on the shade, the color, right? And get a good color wheel kind of thing going on here. There are some duplicates, so I won't have to worry about using duplicates, but there's going to be a few extra shades that I won't have room for on the palette. So we'll get to that when we get to it, but I'll end up using it someday when I want them, but I'm going to make a swatch card. I just spent the last like 20 minutes going through and just roughly taping this up so we can replicate kind of the design of the palette. And we're going to do a swatch card, but instead of doing it the traditional way that I've been doing it for everything, or I do this number, which I tried to make this match the palette that it's for as much as I could at the time. I realized the swatches themselves were a little too big, and it kind of fits the theme for this one if I make the swatch the same design and layout as the palette itself. And it makes it a little bit bigger, and I'll start from dark and work to light, and after it dries, or maybe before I paint it, I'll write in what the paint meme is. So I'll have it written down. So when I'm like, what is this one? I'll be able to refer to this and be like, oh, it's the fifth one up. The fifth one up is this guy. And I'll be able to label it and find it more easily. That and the few that I'm not able to put into a well, I'm going to try to pick ones that are as close to a shade I am putting the well as possible. So it makes sense why I'm not putting it in there. But I'll still be able to use it. I'll just end up putting the oddballs, the odd ones out. I'll end up putting them here in the middle. And then we'll leave some room for future expansion for whatever we want to do. Maybe we'll make a color wheel or something, right? The biggest thing I know that I'm going to do that I decided upon is, so right here, the smallest set I've got here is a 6-pack set. All of these except for the extra indigo are 5 milliliter tubes, so it's very small. My traditional tubes that I use for my main palette, the my Mary Blue ones, they're 15. Let me read it, make sure I'm not totally lying to you. Okay, microprint, where is it? 12. I'm sorry, it's even smaller than I thought. 12 milliliters. So each of these is like less than half of what one of these tubes is. So these are going to run out fairly quickly, right? So my goal is this. On the very bottom here, there are six larger wells than all the other ones around it, right? So this just happens to be six colors, primary colors, and somewhat tertiary, not really. It's like a light and heavy version of yellows, reds, and blues, right? So they are built to be used for mixing. So I figure why not fill up the six large wells with the six, well, three primary colors, but like a light and a dark version of each. So I've got paint to work with for mixing when I want to, and they're already ready to go in the big wells, right? So that's what I'm going to do with this one. All of the others, the five that are here, there's 50 tubes in just these five alone. There's 10 in each, right? There's only like 32, available spots here, less if I use these bottom six. So we have what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. If I want to use it, we'll talk about that in a minute. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So 26 if I don't use this one. This one's weird. You can see it has a channel that goes right to the well down here, the mixing well. So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me why that exists like that, unless that's some kind of special color. So I might come back to that and make that something special. We'll talk about that in a minute. So I'm limited, right, by how much I've got. Again, there's a lot of duplicates in here, so I'm going to have a couple extras of some of the tubes, but some aren't going to make it. So we're going to be figuring that out here in a minute. I think I'll set this one to the side because I know what it's doing. And when we're ready, I think we'll probably do just this. I think I'll do them in this order on the bottom. And then from this corner, from these sets, I'll start with the most yellow and work my way around to the blues on this side, right? Or maybe even at that point, greens. I might do the same thing that I see here and go from yellows to oranges to reds to the blues and then do purples. And yeah, that makes it really weird, doesn't it? I may do the reds and then the purples and then the blues. Yeah, and then work my way down and finish with greens down here, I think. Or maybe I'll do the greens on this side and go from yellow to greens to yellow, orange, reds, the purples, the blues, and then the violets and the oddballs, the indigos and all of that, and black. It's a damn good question. It's a lot to figure out. Clearly, I have to sort these first and figure out how many I've got to work with and which ones I'm going to use and which ones I'm going to not put in the wells. Then we can figure out the orientation in a way that makes it look visually appealing, right? So we'll figure that out. Oh, and if you notice too, there's no ads. I just decided last time when I was streaming, it was causing a pain when I was gaming. So I turned them off and I'm like, I'm just gonna leave it off. I'm not really earning any money. I did the math a little bit before my stream just to check, and all the way back to when I first got, what is it called? Affiliate. When I first got affiliate, I made about 18.5 bucks saved up just from ad revenue alone and from people paying out and helping out directly. So it doesn't make a tremendous amount when I only got a handful of viewers. So I'm just gonna leave it off until there's like a reason to turn it back on again. But for now, I'm going adless because it's just annoying to fight with. So yeah, let's chill for a little bit. Let's drink some coffee or tea or whatever you've got. And then we'll start cracking these open and sorting them. And then we'll start writing down what they are on our swatch card. And then we'll fill the palette and then we'll start swatching them, assuming we have time. I have no idea how long this is going to take. It might take longer than I expect. Also, as I finish them, I'm going to try to put them all into this. This is a little like a lipstick holder that I got online that works really well for holding tubes of paint. So I'm going to try to fill them up in here as I finish them. I think some of them will be narrow enough I can put two of the same, or maybe even three. We'll see in each one. So I should have enough for everything. Good. Okay. What can I play? Oh, okay. All right. So let's go ahead and crack these open. So the good news about a lot of these, right? So they all have samples of the colors in a couple of places, right? So they all have either the front or the back have the full listing of the colors and their names, right? On some of them, like this one and this one, they put that on the front instead. I don't know why, just because they felt saucy or they came out in different times, probably that. But they also all have the colors along the top, but they're not labeled there, right? But they should also all be showing on the top of the tubes what color they are as well, by both like the visuals and the name. Yep. What is this? Is this a sticker? I think it is. No kidding. Well, that's something I didn't know. Guess where Daniel Smith is made or where they're from. They're made in Seattle, Washington. At least that's what the packaging says. Let's see what it says elsewhere in here. Uh, I don't think it says on the package itself, but they include this little, I'm guessing this is a sticker. It doesn't have one of those like easy split things. Let's see. It feels like a sticker. I just want to see if it's got like a peeling back thing. Maybe. Yeah, I think of the sticker. I think I see it peeling up in the corner right there. But it's going to be too hard to get that. But even if I did peel it off, I would not have any clue where to stick it. But I think it comes with a sticker. I think that's what that is. It feels like it. So that's cute. We'll set that over there and see if the rest of them have one. So here's our first six. So yeah, the tubes are very small by comparison to my previous one, which I literally just had out in my clothes because I'm silly like that. There we go. So yeah, the one on the right is 12 milliliters and the new tubes are 5. So they are smaller, but that's because they come in these gigantic packs, right? But they normally come, most of the colors also come in 15 milliliters. So that's even bigger than my original, my Mary Blue tubes. So I should have plenty of use out of these for a long time. All right. So these are going to go here. I don't know how well it's going to help out, but I will tell you earlier, I did some research. I remember from my main palette, which is over here, my current main palette, this guy. So when you get a brand new palette and you start mixing in the wells, the water wants to start beading up right away. Like there's some sort of film protection layer manufacturing effect, whatever you want to call it. It's kind of almost too smooth, too glossy, right? And so when you first start mixing in these, they bead up. So you can't really see the color too well. And because, when you've seen things with that are wet and have a color to them and they bead up, they're darker than if they were laid flat, right? So you can't really see the color too well when it beads up like that. So you have to use it for a while, or you have to clean and or scrub the surface on the bottom, or some people even use, I think I've seen glue, like white glue used, just a very thin layer of white glue, and you let it dry and then you mix on top of that. So that it's got a surface to stick to. right? I just put with time. I just used them until they started wearing on their own. And then everything started sticking to it nice and evenly. Even if I clean this up and put fresh paint on there, it slightly beads up a little bit, but it smooths out pretty quick. This, on the other hand, the ceramic, I read that it does that, but much worse. So it suggests that you use some prep work on your palette if you've got a brand new ceramic palette before you start using it. Um, it suggested using like an abrasive scrubber, like a regular kitchen sponge with the scrubby side and hot water and a soap that has a degreasing agent in it to help peel away any sort of chemical film that might be on the surface of the palette. That does some of it. And it said if you find that you still have an issue with the water beading, either just deal with it and it'll be time, or you can use the glue trick if you want to, or the bigger suggestion they say is to use the finest grit sandpaper you can find and just gently sand the entire surface of your mixing well areas, corner to corner, edge to edge, as much as you can and as evenly as you can, until you just barely take down some of the glossy glaze on the surface of it so that you'll be able to use your mixing wells more accurately. So earlier this morning, I did the hot water scrub. I don't have like a strong degreasing soap, but I have Dawn dish detergent. So I just scrubbed the ever living hell out of it with special focus to the mixing well areas, the two big rectangles, and just a little bit of the wells. Because I think these are going to be primarily filled up with paint and are going to dry. So it's just going to be dry paint in there. And I'm not really going to be doing heavy mixing in the wells, just really reactivating and loading of my brush, right? The real mixing is going to be happening in the wells. So I put the most effort into that. Still, though, it's incredibly glossy. So I don't know how it's going to work until I use it, but I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll get easier to use with time. Okay. Then the VM ring. So I will open these in a second. I think I should probably go ahead and label what these are going to be on our cart and then fill those first. And then we can start going through all the rest because we're going to have to do a lot of writing. And I'll worry about actually painting the swatch once the wells are filled completely. All right. Let's scoot these guys over, scoot this over. Let me see. Where did I put? I have a mechanical pencil. Let me just see if I can find it. Oh, no, here it is. I thought that was a pen. You enjoy the yammering? Oh, I'm glad. I do yammer a lot sometimes. Okay. So, according to the colors on here, from left to right, I'm going to go from the yellows to the purplish blue, like it shows on here. That's actually a blue. It's a French ultramarine. All right. So we're going to start with the very first one. The yellow is Hansa Yellow Light. Hansa Yellow Light. So we're going to go ahead and write that down. Actually, have to figure out how am I going to do it. I think what I'm going to do, because again, this is very new. I think I am going to do the buttery, the darker, thicker version of the pigment because I'm going to do a gradient like I do for all my swatches. I'm going to do the thicker part of it, the buttery part of it, more towards the middle, right? So each of these rectangles is going to be a swatch. I think I'm going to put the darkest part of it, the thickest part, near the inner edge, and then do more water, less pigment toward the outer edge. That way I can write the names along the outer edge and up here on the outer edge. And on the left and right, I'll do them by the edge of the paper is where I'll put the names down because I won't be able to read it too well through the thicker part of the paint. And that way I've got kind of an order. Thick in the middle, thinner on the outer part, almost transparent. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. Okay, let's take a look. So that means I'm going to be writing the names on the bottom down here. My first one, I'm going to have to take my glasses off. The first one is going to be Hansa Yellow Light. Okay. Come on, handwriting, don't fail me now. Okay. I guess the question is, am I going to be able to read that? Or should I use pen? I might want to use pen. That and every time I try to erase pencil from every time I try to erase pencil, I end up smearing it. So I'm just gonna write over this one with that's the thick one. No, that's the thin one. I'm gonna write over the top of this one. Okay. Okay, for the rest, I'm just gonna go through them one at a time and try to line it up. Again, I'm not going for perfection because I'm never gonna be perfection. The next up is called New. I guess you pronounce it Gamboge. That orange looking ones. The second one and on the top, New Gamboge. Looks like that orangey color. But this one's too light. I need to go the next size up. Okay, let's look at that. New King. And that's Boge. It is. New Gamboge. Okay. Next up is Quinacridone Rose. Quinacridone Rose. Top right. That first red on the left. Okay. Next up is Purl Scarlet. One on the bottom left. It's also the fourth one right there. Okay. Pyrrol. Yep. Whoops. Missed the letter a little bit, but I know what the word is. Purl Scarlet. Right. Next up is Phthalo Blue. We have that on our current palette. We'll see how it compares someday. Phthalo Blue. Next up is French Ultramarine. Bottom right. It's the one on the right side here. Okay. That'll take care of the first one. All right. And this is going to prove to be like a sample of how much of this I'm going to put in here. All right, so let's open the first one up. It's going to go over here on the left. Okay. All right, I'm going to do like half the tube, and this isn't a big one, so I think that's what I'm going to go with. I'm not going to fill them to the max like I did on my previous palette. Also gives me a reason to come back to refill it in the future. All right. So you, my good friend, are going to go here. Next up is that new gamboge. Ooh, that's pretty. That's like construction or school bus or Tonka truck. Yep, Tonka truck, yellow. And we'll probably rearrange these in a minute. All right, next up is that quinacridone rose. Technically, I think I should probably do the other way around than how they put it in here, but I'm going to stick with it because it almost feels like that's closer to the orange or to the yellowish than it is. And this feels a little bit more pinkish, like purplish, but I already wrote it down in pen. So I'm going to stick with it. I can be more specific with the outer part. I'm going to keep this one in the order they put it in the box. Oh, I, oh my, hip, let me grab some paper towel. Yeah, got a little bit on my finger. Okay. Next up is Carol Scarlet. Phthalo blue. All right, French ultramarine. All right. All right. Now the fun part, I say, joking. We get to open all of these. The order is not going to matter because we're going to be completely changing and sorting them. So let me scoot this back, give myself a little room to work, and let's take all these out and figure out what we're going to do. So this set, oh, yep, there's a sticker in each. It's good to know. Get in there. All right. Add this to our sticker pile. All right. So the colors that are in this, there's quite a few. We have Hansa Yellow Deep. So This is Hansa Yellow Light over here. This is Hansa Yellow Deep. So we're probably going to stick with my plan and work our way around from here. So we have Hansa Yellow Deep. We have Ultramarine Blue. So we have French ultramarine there, but ultramarine blue here. So that's different. So let's consider that. We have cobalt blue. So I guess I can show it a little closer. Hansa Yellow Deep, ultramarine blue, cobalt blue. There's a Viridian, burnt sienna light, deep scarlet, Mayan orange, yellow ochre, neutral tint, which we'll come back to, and Purel red, which I think was in our original mix. No, Purel scarlet is, so it's a little bit different. So Purel red is out there. So neutral tint is just what it sounds like. It doesn't seem to have any granulation effect to speak of, maybe a little bit. But I believe when I looked it up, it's meant to be like mix it in slightly to your other colors to give them a little bit of darkness if you want to do that without using pure black. It's like a gray tone, neutral tint. It's in the name. I'm thinking that would be good to put in this far corner. And like it'll throw off our little color wheel dealio, but it might go there because it might be useful to be able to use it to bring some down into the well with whatever I'm mixing, but maybe not. I'm still considering not using this well. If I did, why would I leave it empty? So it's a real toss up. I don't know what I'm going to do with that one. So we'll see. It might be a good use for this, but we'll see. Let's go through some of the rest. I don't think, okay, so there is a black, a lunar black over here. So we might end up putting the black and the neutral tint together. It's going to be a real toss up. Okay. I wonder how this is going to work. Let's see. Clearly, these are going to be all mixed together, so it's not going to do to hold up all of the tubes, I think, until we're truly sorting them. But I can hold up each box and go through the names like I'm doing. All right. This box comes with cerulean blue, and it specifies chromium. I don't know what makes that special, but we'll see. Cobalt blue violet, our first violet color. French ultramarine we absolutely have. That's on that original set of 6. Hansa Yellow Deep, I think that's a repeat. Yes, that is a repeat of one that's already in here. Hansa Yellow Deep was the first one on this set. Our first indigo. Lunar Black. Permanent alizarin. We'll go with alizarin crimson. A really beautiful sap green. Can't wait to see and use that one. Transparent brown oxide. It looks a little bit like dragon's blood, but not quite as red. Transparent pure orange as well. All right. That's 2 boxes. Let's go for this one. 3 boxes if we count this one here. Right. Yet another sticker. This set comes with, let's check this out. India Yellow, that's new. Quinacridone Deep Gold. Ooh, that seems like that'll be pretty. That second one right there, that's pretty. Okay. Quinacridone Sienna. Alizarin Crimson. Perlin Violet. That's a nice dark violet purple color. Moon Glow. That's interesting looking. Moon Glow. Is that one? Or that one? That one right there, actually. That's interesting. It's got like a bluish color, but the lighter undertone is like a pale violet color. It's interesting. Moon Glow. Right? Cobalt Blue. Phthalo Blue again. phthalo green, blue shade, and another indigo. Another sticker. It's a nice set as well. So here we have Cascade Green. Green, you know how to say that. Appetite? I don't know why that looks wrong, but yeah, Green Appetite Genuine. Okay. That's a pretty fade from dark to light in that. Opera Pink. Beautiful pink color. Quinacridone Magenta. A beautiful purple, Imperial Purple. Check that out. Love that one. Right? Nickel Azo Yellow. That's a pretty one as well. Aussie Red Gold. Another Moon Glow. Undersea Green. It'll have like a seaweed kind of color to it. I like it. And Lunar Blue. That one's new as well. Right? And our last set. Wow, holding that up like that was hurting my arm. How lame is that? Okay. Yeah. Man, seeing them all laid out like this, it is a lot. Okay. Last sticker. Okay. This one has another Opera Pink. Hansa Yellow Medium. I think we had Hansa Yellow Light and Deep. So I think that might be the first Hansa Yellow Medium. So yellows are going to be really strong in this palette. We might have to make that be some of the ones that we set aside some. We'll see. Phthalo Green we already have had. Cerulean Blue Chromium we've already had. Indigo, same thing. Sepia. Oh, actual sepia as a color. Interesting. Ooh, a lavender. That's nice. I like the idea of having a lavender. French ultramarine again. Transparent red oxide. Red oxide, I think, is basically rust color, right? And another Pyrrole red. So yeah, we do have a lot of duplicates, but not as many as you would think. So let's go through and start sorting these by color and figure out where our duplicates are. So I'll start with yellows, put them all over on the left, and then work our way up the chain. Truly, though, I should probably Rojibiv this shit and do it like a rainbow. I might want to do it that way. I think that's smarter, isn't it? I did this down here because it's the order that it came in the set. But I think for the rest of them, yeah, I think Rojibiv is the best option because then I can do the violets down here at the bottom and then shift from violet to the blacks that are available. So let's take a look at our red options. So we've got a red here, a red here. You are deep scarlet, permanent, alizarin, and crimson. Okay. We're 49 minutes in. Purell red. Okay. Transparent Purell orange. So that's orange kind of color. Alizarin crimson. Did I have that one already? Permanent Alizarin crimson. That's fun. Right next to each other. Okay. Brown, sienna, pink, offer pink. Girl red, right there, just a duplicate. I think we're going to spend most of this stream just organizing. Offer pink, okay. Is that all the reds? I think that's all the reds. All right. Okay. So we've got browns. So front sienna. I think I'll do that. I think I'll go from red to browns and then browns. I think that's really tough. What would you do? Would you do reds to oranges? Like between red, orange, and yellow, where would you put brown? That's tough, right? Because brown's kind of a blend of a few different colors sometimes. We'll see when we have it laid out. Quinacridone, magenta. That would be between reds and browns, I think. I need way more space than that. Okay. Good. Hold that bag. Can you see this shit? Lion orange. Okay. Quinacridone deep gold. Mm. Greens over here. Yellows. Yellow. Kind of orange. It's almost green. It's yellow. Yellow ochre. Sepia was, it's almost close to like a black or a green, so that might be down near the end. Who knows? We'll see. I put that with greens. Green, green. Green, green, green. Blues. Green. Moonglow is kind of like a blue or a violet. This was indigo, my favorite. My sweet baby. Lunar black can go near indigo. Moonglow. Okay. Neutral tint can go with that. Blues, blues, greens, more indigo. Blue, brown, blues, browns, violet. Do I have a violet section? God, not really. Violet is kind of here. That is more moonglow, so that's somewhere in here. Oh, lunar blue, which will go next to lunar black. This is another indigo. All right. We're starting to make some sense of it. Okay. So if I do these here in this general order, I have a violet here too. I'm going to put that with that one. Okay. That one can go over on this one. Okay. Oh. And this red dioxide, that's more brown than red. So they can go in here somewhere. And these are black. So we're going to loop around from a blue-green to a blue and back that way. So I'll reverse that in a minute. Okay. So I think well, let's double check which ones we've got duplicates of so I can set those to the side so I don't mix anything up or double up on the same color. Okay, so, and I actually need to keep this out so I don't Mix that up. All right. Permanent alizarin crimson. Then there's alizarin crimson. So they're right next to each other. Deep scarlet. Pure scarlet. Okay. With pure red. We have two pure reds. Okay. Transparent pure orange. Offer pink. I think I need to put the offer pink on the far left. So like here, because it's like a neon red. It's almost on the side of purple, isn't it? But I'm going from purple to darker colors. So the lighter purple shade should be on the side with the red, I think. This quinacridone rose, I already used it in the pure scarlet. Okay. So we're going to do opera pink, pure red. I have duplicates up, so I'll set him up here for now. Scarlet, pure red, transparent, pure orange, opera pink. We have a duplicate of, so I'll put that up there. Quinacridone magenta. Magenta is a tough question. Do I put the magenta with the violets? Or do I leave it near the brands? Yeah, made in USA, Seattle. That's fascinating. I had no idea. I almost think I should have this because it's got a hint of blue in it. And I think I should have it with the violets. But it's like the reddish thing, the reddest thing over here. And it's a really good question. I am really feeling keeping it over here. I think that's what I'll do. Okay. And we have our brown options. What is our reddish looking brown? I think burnt sienna. We have a quinacridone sienna. That makes some sense. I think I might do this. Okay. Orange, quinacridone sienna, Aussie red gold, quinacridone deep gold, yellow ochre, Hantha yellow deep. We have two of those. We have Indian yellow. Here's the yellow medium. Here's the yellow light is over here already. Nickel azo yellow. Sepia. Sepia, which one was that in? Because sepia feels here. Sepia feels like it should be in the realm of the blacks. It's this one right here. I think I might put sepia by the blacks. Might put it with the neutral tint. It is like a slight like brownish, greenish black, but it doesn't really fit with the browns. So if I did lunar black as my darkest color, neutral tint below that, lunar blue. How does a lunar blue compare to indigo? They're fairly close to each other. Lunar blue is kind of more black than violet. Yeah, that's the last two on both sides right here. The one behind is a lunar blue and the one in front is indigo. So I think the lunar blue is more black and the indigo is a hint more purplish. So, yeah. So I'll do lunar blue. Here, now I'll do sepia. God, that's tough. That sepia doesn't want to go anywhere. Indigo. Indigo wants to be next to lunar blue. Sepia. Does sepia belong down here? They're so tough. Oh, it almost belongs here, doesn't it? Yeah, I'll leave it down there. Okay. Moon glow. We have extra indigo, 2 extra indigo, an extra moon glow. We have cobalt blue violet, imperial purple, this perling violet. Put that over on this side, I think. Go with it. Ultramarine blue. Oh, I guess that should go on that side, shouldn't it? Cerulean blue. You know, I'm staring hard at these. I'm sorry. Cobalt blue. French ultramarine we already have. So I put that over here in extra. Cobalt blue is a duplicate. Cerulean blue is a duplicate. Phthalo blue, green shade, French ultramarine is another duplicate. Yep, so I've got 3 of those. Okay. Phthalo green blue shade, Iridian, Cascade green, Phthalo green blue shade is a duplicate. Okay. Undersea green. Oh, you are blessed to be so organized. Oh, girl, if I was truly organized, what I would be doing is going online and getting like the actual color codes for all of these and like letting a computer decide the order. But I'm just kind of faking it. And what sucks about that is I'm going off of the pictures on the top and the color on top of the tube and hoping when I put them in and actually paint with them, they're going to be close. But I have a feeling that on at least 1 or 2 of these, I'm going to have one of these scenarios where I shift way off course. But, you know, whatever happens, happens. I'm just going to go with it. I'm just going to go with it. Let me drink some coffee. Dang, I'm muttering to myself. Okay. So this is still yellow. This is sepia. This is like my in between. So what is my most yellow green? I think this one. And the sap green. And we've got some darker green in the middle. Oh, should I put that on this side? No, it feels like it belongs there. Green. This is more yellow. It's also a darker. Okay, none of these duplicate. Okay, so let's figure out our problem. Okay, so these 2 are already done. These 2 are a part of this mix of 6 and what's over there. I didn't duplicate any of those, right? No. And phthalo blue green shade. Yes, I did do this one already. Yes, I did this one already. It's this one. So that can go up there. I'm gonna do it again. And the French ultramarine, I've already put up. Yes. Okay. Okay. So these are all duplicates up here. These 6 over on the side are these 6 I already did, and they are not in this mix right now. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. Shit. 38. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 26, 27. Out of 38, I have to cut 11. That would be to the side. So I have to find 11 that are near their neighbor that I don't want on the palette, but will be usable. Oh, that's hard. From this row and this one, I have to pick 11 shades to not use on the palette. Oh my God, that was good. I feel great. I just made and ate my dinner, veggie, egg, lentil, egg rolls. Yeah, I heard you talking about them. I bet that was great. So good when you make an amazing meal for yourself, right? That's good. I'm glad. I had pizza earlier. My other half brought pizza home, frozen. Is that DiGiorno, one of the croissant crust ones. It's pretty good. Man, I have to cut 11. I'm not cutting them. I'm just not having them permanently on the palette. That's all that means. I also have to consider, what do I paint most? I want to have an all around palette that I can do everything from, but I also want to paint mostly space type things, right? Not the lavender over on this side, because lavender is slightly purple, but it's just a pale one. So I think I'll put it over there. Okay. Oof, that goes all the way across. KRT. Maybe go off light fast. Oh, you need your space colors or single pigment color. That's that's so hard because then I have to go back through these and figure out which ones those are. Right? I'm sure there's an easy way to figure that out. And of course, it's not going to be like on the tube itself. I think I saw, and not even here. I think it's on their charts. So this, forgive me for this. Sorry, just thought. No, it's okay. I mean, it's always good to get the opinion because then I can understand why that's important. Yes, no, it's helpful. It's helpful. Any opinion is helpful, even if I don't go with it because I need to learn, right? Uh, I have, oh fudge, where did I put it? Here. Oh God, did I put it here or did I leave it in my downloads? Shit, talking mushrooms. I don't remember. Uh, is it this one? Oh, I think it is. Yeah. Okay. So let me full screen this and move my chat over so that I can see it. All right. So check that out. So I clearly don't have all 117 colors because that would be asinine for me. But this is Daniel Smith's color chart for their everything that they release in this size tube, 5 milliliter, right? I also have, oh, is it? Sorry, let me click on it. I have another one that has more detail. No, I think it, yeah, no, it's this one. This is all their colors and they have more detail. But it's not a very high resolution image. Like it is, but you can almost not read it, right? You can see it, but it's not quite super easy to read. So I also downloaded, where did I put it? It's a PDF. Oh, did I leave it one page up? Yes. This one? Yeah, this one right here. So this actually is a higher resolution version of that same thing, but it's on multiple pages. And it has all those details, right? If I'm fighting between two in a color family, I can use something like that to break the tie. I love Moonglow, but also had it disappear on me within a week. So I used distilled water only for that one. Weird. What do you mean disappear on you within a week? Like you paint with it and it fades immediately? Is that what that means? Because it's super pretty. So I'm faded within a week. That's ridiculous. I can't imagine that happening. But we'll try it. But that might be one to put to the side. Because clearly, like, the goal is not to, like, throw them away. That would be hell. Like, what I would be burned at the stake for that. But the idea is a lot of things are gonna have permanent homes on the palette, and then the rest is going to be just pull it to the side when I want to use it, right? It'll still be here. It'll still be accessible, but it just won't be on the primary palette. So this thing, I don't know what most of this means, right? So I know that the letters and numbers on the bottom is like the pigment coloration that it is, right? But then there's like some of that's obvious. It says what it's available in. Okay, well, that says it's available in the 15 milliliter, 5 milliliter, and a stick format, and a half pan. So that I understand. Uh, this, I don't know what this means. The lines and dots, and then a yes or no, and then like a half filled, empty, or filled in moon. I guess that's like how opaque or transparent it is. And the yes or no, I'm guessing this is Y and N. I don't know what that means. And these, okay, so these aren't vertical lines, they're ones, but there's two ones there, but a two in the next column. Oh, no, wait. If you zoom really in, okay, yeah. So if you really zoom in, this is a pipe, a vertical line, or two vertical lines, and this is a number 1, 2, yes, no, and then a shading of some kind. Circle, yes, is opaque to transparent. And so the dark one, so the dark one is more opaque, right? Number is color level or tier. Oh, because it even has it above it. 1, 1, 2. This one says 3, but it says 1 down there. So that I'm back to confused again. Why? I need a class just to learn what this means. So, oh, that's pretty. Permanent yellow deep. Is that pretty like orange yellow color? I love that. Okay, so do any of them go the other way around where it's a dark moon on the left and a half, like a light colored one on the right? It looks like the half is always, I guess it's just showing that it is half. Wait, so this one's an open circle, but it's pretty dark. But this one's a dark circle and it's pretty dark as well. So confused. I'm gonna have to like seriously, like this one's also a dark circle and this one above it is an open circle. So what's the difference between these two other than the color? Open circle, transparent, semi half circle, and whole is more opaque. Okay, open circle would be the white circle in this case because it's on a white background. Like an open circle, I'm thinking that means like white, right? Yes. Okay. So this is a more transparent color. A dark circle is a more opaque color. And the other one is just semi-transparent. Okay. Quinacridone. So this one, transparent color, opaque color, opaque color, a transparent color. Okay. So I don't know if I'm going to choose to mix. Oh, quinacridone gold is gorgeous. Okay. But they have their own Payne's gray. There's that neutral tint, which is just weird. Okay. So I think this is information overload. I may end up just going by the color that it is. I think that's where I'll go. Let's see. Okay, let's look at it. So take my glasses off because to read, I have to get up close. Okay, so I think what I'll do is I will go back to the screen and look at the info at the bottom and explain. Oh, did it have a legend? Let's look. Where is that chart? It was a PDF file, so that opened up in a browser. There it is. Oh, yes, I think it did. That right there? Right there. Color information from left to right. Okay, let me turn the music off completely so I can totally focus on this. Okay, so, oh, okay, light fastness rating. So 1 is excellent, meaning it'll last for 100 years or more. 2 is roughly 100 years. 3 is fair, 50 to 70 years. 4 is fugitive, 15 to 20 years. It'll barely last. Oh, well, that's a thing. Let me move you guys over so I can read. Yep. So the first column of information is 1, 2, 3, or 4. 1 is the best, 4 is the worst based on longevity, light fastness rating, how long it'll last, right? And when it says light fastness rating, it means like when like exposed to like standard daylight, like in an average location, average room with no protection on the front of it, I guess. Like if it doesn't have glass that's UV rated, if it doesn't have like wax or some sort of sealant, right? Okay, got it. The second column can be 1, 2, 3, or 4. So the first column is Roman numerals 1 through 4. The second column is numeric 1 through 4, and it's its staining. So 1 is non-staining up to 4 high staining. Okay. And just so I feel like a total and complete idiot, staining, it sounds like it should be self-explanatory, but just so that I can make sure, staining would mean that if it's 4 high staining, like reds, I think like to do this a lot. If you put some of that pigment down on the paper, let it dry, and try to scrub it away, it'll be more difficult for it to be rubbed off. Is that right? Or am I wrong on that? I'm either correct or it's opposite. Okay, so that's right. So non-staining means it will come up easier. High staining means it's more likely to stay in place. And if I try to scrub at it, good luck. Once it's down, it's down. Lifts easier. Got it. Wait, non-staining lifts easier? 1? Okay. Oh, I think that kind of makes sense. A black is high staining. Okay. Got it. Is it making sense? Is it making sense? Granulation is easy. Granulation is the third column. That's always a Y or a Y or an N. No means it's not granulating. Yes means it's granulating in varying degrees. So if it says yes, it can do one of these effects. If it says no, I guess it becomes more smoky. But granulation is like bigger specks of the color forming a texture when it dries. It forms more of a pattern, more of a texture, but to varying degrees. I get it. Um, Transparency is just what you mentioned to me. Open white circle is transparent. Opaque is a filled in circle. So that means it'll cover up more. And then semi-transparent is self-explanatory. Okay. Larger granules. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that makes a lot of sense now. Okay. Well, I will probably literally zoom in on this and print out a sheet that shows this information and have it up on my wall near me so that I can always refer to it, because that's actually really good information. So the real question becomes, how does this affect what I have in front of me? How does this affect my ability to choose which ones I should or should not include directly on the palette, if anything? Potentially. Potentially. Um, I have some water. Okay. Okay. So minimize this and get stuff back. All right. Wow, I leaned on this and shoved everything out of the way. Okay. If I'm debating between two colors, it might help me decide. Okay. Downside to that fun scenario is I have to keep that chart up and I have to be looking through it the whole time. So when I get to a particular shade, I'm like, well, what's the difference between them? So that can be good, but I'll be here for another couple hours, which is fine, I guess. But let's look. So I'm in the red zone right now. Sorry, hugs. No, it's okay. It's, you know, I'm just, I'm playing with it, right? So I've got room to figure out what I'm going to do and how. And in the grand scheme of things, it's fine. I did put a lot of these. I don't really have to put a lot from each of these tubes into these wells. To start with, I can just put like a small dot of each and use that to experiment with. And if I don't like how one looks and I test one of the others, I can just wait until I finish using up the rest of the one, clean that one well out, and then replace it with its neighbor. Right? So I've got options. I have options. So I think what I'll do, okay, if you have opera pink, I do. It says fugitive where Quinn Rose is more light fast. I actually have Quinn Rose on here. It's this one. Uh I'm so done. This one right here. This is Quinacridone Rose. This is Opera Pink. So Opera Pink is Fugitive. So Fugitive was the bad one, right? That's one that won't last very long. Uh, over the years, like my lifespan, it'll still be there, but by the time I die, it'll be faded and less pink. It won't be around very long. Fascinating. But I guess the question is, does this become that level of pink? Like they're close to each other. But this is definitely more like flamingo pink, depending on how much light in your water. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's tough. But the thing is, if I have one on here that's close to it and I want to use this, there's nothing stopping me from ever painting right from the tube or putting a tiny little dot of this in my mixing wheel, using it when I need to, cleaning it up and moving on with life. And I can do that. So, thoughts. I think I will go through and just based on the color, select the ones that I like the look of the most and make those be the ones I'm definitely going to do. Right. And then from there, start being more specific. Okay. So I'm going to list up my glasses. So, the thing I don't like about these tubes is they're showing the pure color based on, I guess, like its hex value or something, and they're not doing like they did on the package. So I have to like go find the box to know for sure. Let's see. Yep, for you, not sure it's a huge deal since you're not selling them exactly. I don't really care about that. Um, Someday maybe I'll sell them, but honestly, if anything, what's in my nail? If anything, what I'll end up doing is scanning them all, and I'll be able to just making sure I didn't like accidentally stab myself with a nail. I do need to cut my nails. No, I think I just got some paint under my fingernail. Scared me for a brief second that I like nicked myself or something, but I don't see anything. Nope, I think I'm okay. Um, yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I think I'll pick my favorites, and then we'll go from there. So clearly I'm gonna start from the dark end because I'm just gonna be contrary. But yes, for selling, if I ever sell, I probably just sell prints. If I ever want to sell any of the original stuff, if people want them, it'll last as long as they do. I'm still gonna make sure to try to do what I can to take good care of things. Okay, so we've got Lunar Black. I know a lot of people say that they don't like having black on their palette. It feels like a waste. Um, I've had black and it's been kind of a waste, you know? Um, I might not put black on there. I don't think I will. So anything that I'm not necessarily planning on using, I'm going to push back. Anything I'm definitely doing, I'll bring toward me. And then whatever remains will be the questionable items. Uh, Lemon yellow and quin rose or quin red make beautiful oranges. May stay out there. Really? I don't think I've got pure lemon yellow. No, I've got I have Hansa yellow light, medium, and deep. I have Indian yellow, and then we start going off the rails from there. But lemon yellow is absolutely on their list. I think the closest thing to it is probably this one, the Hansa yellow medium. Yeah, yeah, it just wasn't in the mixes that I got. But I might in the future. I mean, I can always get a tube individually. Hansa light, you think? Yep, Hansa light's already here, so that's good. That's that one right there. Okay, so 11 have to go for sure. So if I can hardcore say no to some, I'll do that. So no to the black. Um, Absolute yes to indigo. Neutral tint. Have you ever used neutral tint? Neutral tint was on, I don't think it was on this one. No, nope, nope, nope. Here it is. Yes, though, if you use it a lot, it can be shiny. Oh, really? Yeah, it's like neutral tint for them is truly just like a grayscale kind of texture. It has like no granulation hardly at all. It's just like a very straight grayish color. I was trying to decide if it would be useful to have on the palette at all, or if it's the kind of thing where you use it when you need it. If so, that's a good chance of it being a no and using it when I need it. Uh, Lunar blue is pretty. Let me turn these all around. That's lunar black. French ultramarine. Here. So lunar blue is right there on the bottom right. It's nice to darken the color. Okay, so this is a maybe. So I'm gonna do full down. Full down will be the one that I'm definitely doing. Full up, I'm not. Uh, I'm gonna leave in the middle if I'm unsure. Persian blue, okay. So I'll consider that one. That's a maybe. Moonglow, I'm interested in just because it's so pretty, but you said that it fades almost in a week. So I'll have to truly experiment with it. That's this one on the bottom left. But it's got a really pretty color to it. And it's the one right in the middle, the purple by my thumb, the glitter one. Okay. This one, I'm trying to decide if it might make Nebula pretty to have like when I want to have like the more central part where some of the light moon glow is a beautiful nice color. Yeah, right. Okay. I was considering that one, so I think I will. I am very, very short on violet colors in my current palette, so I'm considering keeping all of them. I've got, um, I don't know how to pronounce it. Perlin violet. This one here. I was questioning that one. The Galaxy tree I did with you, I used Moonglow and Opera Pink. Oh, see? Yeah, see, I love the fact that, like, I'm not going to not use the ones I'm not putting on the palette. It's just they're not going to be permanently in the palette necessarily. So this one for me is a maybe. I'm the next one I'm definitely doing Imperial Purple. I don't have a good purple on my current palette. It's a violet, but it's kind of like a red violet, magenta violet. So this one I'm excited about. The Imperial Purple is gorgeous. And that is the top right of the one I'm holding. So I'm very excited about that purple. That was super pretty. All right. Lavender I do not have, so I'm considering keeping lavender simply because I don't have it. But it is quite pale. So how well is that one going to hold up? Where is it? Here it is. Lavender. Right there. Lavender. It's a very light color, but I kind of like how it looks. So that one I think is going to be a maybe, but we'll see. Next up, we've got ourselves Cobalt Blue Violet, another violet color, which I think I'm going to keep because I need these dark colors. Have I swatched them? Guess what? That's next. That's next. So I went ahead and made a large sheet to go ahead and swatch all of these. So wherever I have them in the on the palette, I'm going to make the swatch. From the center of it, I'm going to do the most buttery, the darkest, heaviest, and I'm going to gradient fade it toward the outer edges. And I'm going to write the names down where it's the lightest. And then the 11 that I've got spare, I was going to put in the middle. That's hard, isn't it? I mean, I could, but oh, that makes me itch. Like I can. I totally can. And you know, it's almost definitely the right thing to do. Like to swatch them right from the tubes. So I might do that. Um, it might be a better plan to do that and just do it on one sheet and then worry about doing this version once I have it set in stone. Uh, that is tough. It's a good idea. It's a very good idea. Um, well, it's on paper. Yeah, that is true. So I'll tell you what, because I'm already running almost to the end of my streaming time today anyway. I think what I'll do is continue doing what I'm doing now. Pick my for sure's, my maybes, my unsure's will be in the middle, and the definitely nots above it. And once I've got a selection set aside of my definites, I'll set them to the side, and then, or I'll just leave them here. And I will go through and we'll do that test Thursday. And I'll do a very quick once through uh, to see what they look like. And then actually put them in the palette. All right, let's keep going through this. Let's see. Ultramarine blue, that's French ultramarine. So I already have a lot of blues. So I need to see what that looks like up against the French ultramarine because they look pretty darn close to each other. So this is honestly, I'll still check it but I don't think I will. This, on the other hand, cobalt blue is gorgeous. I'm going to do that one for sure. I definitely want to do this cerulean blue because I don't have a cerulean right now, so I'm for sure doing this one because I think this might be the closest I can get to this color, the one that I used for the engine nacelles on starships. So this one, I think it might be similar to this one. So I want to see how that looks. Um, phthalo green blue shade. I love the idea of that. I honestly, I want to go greens. I'm really lacking in greens right now, so I might do a good portion of these. I like this one. I love the color of Viridian. This Cascade green is gorgeous, but it looks like the most. Here it is right here, actually. That one. The first one over here. Cascade green. I love that color. Schmicky Ultramarine Blue Finest is the best on the market for not granulating, just as a future tip. Got it? I will try to keep that in mind, but I'll probably nag you about it in the future if I ever need to know. Cascade Green is a maybe. It's pretty. I might use it because it's literally like a pure, like a primary or secondary green color. I hear good things on the Cascade Green. Yeah, right? I think I like that one. So we're gonna go with that one. Next up is a really pretty one. I liked it. It's Undersea Green. It is kind of like a algae, seaweed, oceany kind of green. Undersea green. I like it for that color. I don't know how it'll do for space scenes, but it might be good for like vegetation on the surface of a planet if I do planets at some point. At least one of the greens I would do on a planet. So, but that means that it's good, but it might be best to grab it when I need it. So I like that. Next up was absolutely gorgeous, and I'm definitely going to do sap green. Sap green is just gorgeous. Absolutely love sap green. Yeah, this one is a pretty green. I like how that one looks, so I'm going to definitely do that one. Next up is the one I was unsure about how to say, Green Appetite Genuine, I think. Has that green? Yeah, I like how it looks just from the demos. So I'm hoping it's a good one. This one though was hang on. Hang on. Hold. Am I blind? Where is it? Oh yeah, it's right here. It's on the same one that the Undersea Green is on. Yeah, this one. Green Appetite Genuine is this second color here, which is a really gorgeous color. If I was ever gonna have a green that looks like it goes in a nebula, man, that's it right there. That one's pretty. Green Appetite Genuine. So think I'm definitely doing that one. Next up, though, I'm unsure about. I don't know if I'm going to do. It's literally just sepia. Just sepia. It is a very generic kind of blah color. It's this one on the bottom left. Also next to lavender, right here in the middle. Looks kind of like a leathery kind of color, right? So it can be pretty. That might be really good for like dust clouds and things like that. So that's tough. I might have to keep that one. We'll see. I'll have that be a maybe. I have quite a few DS Dana Smith, but I like more of a mix of off brands, a mix of brands. I feel they all have those one colors that really shine. So I plan on mixing colors at all. I I want to learn how to do it and take advantage of it. However, because I have so many options and so many wells that I can fill that I can use, I think to start with, I primarily will be using right from the well with occasional mixing sometimes just to see what I get. I desperately need to learn color theory the right way so that I can understand how color mixing is meant to work. So I can kind of have an idea of what I'm getting into before I touch paint to mix them, right? So to start with, pure with mixing for fun without mixing with intent or science behind it. Then I want to learn the science. I think sepia and burnt umber are good for browns. Yeah. Okay. I will keep them in rotation. Let's look at the next one. Was this a difficult one to say too? Um, God, my eyes are getting harder and harder to see. I do need a new prescription. That's why my glasses are up right now because I can't read close up with my glasses on right now. And I sit in front of the computer screen all day, even with blue light filter on my glasses. Uh, Seriously, what is up with my eyes? Is it nickel azo yellow? It's a very mustardy yellow kind of color. I'm kind of not. The print is tiny and shiny. Yeah. Oh, I guess I can do this. Pretty nice. Focus. There we go. Yeah, nickel azo yellow. It's kind of mustardy. Coat the hands of deep. Yeah, I have that over here. I think I'll put this one back. Just set it to the side. I have Hansa yellow medium. So Hansa yellow medium is a maybe because I have a yellow and a kind of yellowish orange here already. I've got Indian yellow, which looks to my eye just a shade off from the Hansa yellow medium. Right next to each other. They're near each other, right? But I think the Hansa yellow medium is a little bit more vibrant, and the Indian yellow is a little bit more faded. So I think I will keep. God no! Now I like this because it's in between, and I don't have a good in between here. Oh, it's so difficult. Okay, let's make that a maybe. Let's make the Indian yellow a maybe. I think I like this one, Hansa yellow deep. However, I have New Gamboge is here on the palette already. And that one's pretty darn close to Hansa Yellow Deep. They're right next to each other as well, right? So since I have New Gamboge on the palette already, should I put the Hansa Yellow Deep in the have for when I need it? Put it up here. Indian is a mix and like a dirt yellow. Oh, I think that makes sense. I have it over here too. It's oh yeah, that nickel azo yellow is pretty. It's that nickel azo yellow from earlier is one of those ones I like where they're orange and when they're transparent, they're yellow. Wow, yep. You just made the cut. Um and Indian yellow. Ah, or India. Oh, it says Indian yellow on the tube, but India yellow on the box. India? Indian. Unless they're two different things and I'm mixing them up. It's a because that's possible, but I doubt that they would name them so close to each other. Yeah, no. Nope. No, it's the same one. It's just named differently. Indian yellow, yeah. It is pretty, but it's mostly orange, and I already have that New Gamboge is like right next to it in color. So I think I'm going to make this one be in the back row as well. Misprint on the box. Yeah. Okay. Next up, Excuse me. Yellow ochre is a good option. Okay. We have quinacridone deep gold. I think I saw it right here. It is another one that's fairly pretty. That second one right there. I like how that one looks. I think that one is a strong yes, I think. Is it golden yellow? Yeah. I super like how that looks. Okay. Next up is Aussie red gold. Let's see where that was. Aussie red gold. Here it is. Right there. There's that one. It's kind of like a pumpkin orange in a way. A lot of other companies call it Quin Gold. The quinacridone deep gold is just a lot of word for Quin Gold. Okay. Aussie red gold, or is it this one that you're talking about? Rouge Aussie. It's so close to this one though. I think that's going to be a grab it if I need it. This one was long named. Yeah. Oh, the one that's long named is okay. Quin Gold by default normally. Okay. Next up is quinacridone sienna, which is not on this one. Quin sienna. Sounds Spanish. Quin sienna. Okay. Yeah, right there. Third one in. That one right there. The third one. It's kind of a pretty one. I mean, choose Quin Coral as a fab color. If I had it, I have Quin Sienna. I think I might not. I don't know. It is more brown. That's a maybe. Probably not, but maybe. Next up is Mayan orange. It's literally the only pure orange. I'm gonna go ahead and just put it there. So that I've got an orange option, even though I could just mix it. Any Quins are like the same family of colors. Okay, I guess the base is similar. Transparent red oxide. I saw this one. Transparent red oxide. Where was that one? There it is. Oh, wait, no, wait. Transparent red oxide. Transparent brown oxide. Wait, what? I don't know. I've got transparent brown oxide right over there. Oh, is it under my hand? Yes. Transparent red oxide is next to last. It's this one. That one looks very much like a brown leather. That's second to last one right there. It's a more orange color and very transparent. Which one? Oh, it literally says transparent in the name. Transparent red oxide. I do like that color though. Let's maybe that one. Transparent brown oxide. That one is on this one. It is the second to last color. So we'll see. It's second to last on both. Transparent red and transparent brown. Transparent red is the one on the top of the screen. Transparent brown is the one on the bottom. Both second to last. They're both really close to each other. The colors on the box are not a good rep of the colors. Oh no. We'll see once I get them down on paper. So these are both close. So I think these both need to be in the maybe. And then whichever one wins. Almost done. Next is burnt sienna light. Check the pigment to see if they're the same. Transparent brown oxide, transparent red oxide. Let's see. Transparent. Transparent down here. Transparent. There's transparent red and transparent brown. Yes, both PR 101. So basically the same thing, just changed slightly somehow. But yeah, they're effectively the same thing. Okay. One's just more brown, one's just more red. But basically they look identical to my eye. Honestly, I almost would do the one on the bottom of the screen because I can just probably just add a tiny touch more water and make it look like the one above it. It's a trick. How dare they? How dare they? So that makes that easy. So no to the red, yes to the brown because they can basically thin it slightly and make it look like the other one. Okay. Next up, burnt sienna light. Did I do that already? No. No, I did not. I would say one is more granulating. Ugh. Cheats. Probably. Yeah. Probably. I have it up still. Let's see. Brown oxide, red. Oh, I chose the brown. That's fine. Yes, yes. Yeah, all of their stats are identical. So yeah, it's probably just in the effect when you use it. Okay, no, it's fine. Burnt sienna light. Burnt sienna light. No, burnt sienna light. Okay, sienna light. There it is. Oh yeah, it's super transparent. It is this one next to the green. Burnt sienna light. It's very faint, or can be very faint. So that's, I'm going to say a maybe, but probably not. Quin magenta, which probably doesn't belong over here. I only had it over here because it's more red than my violets are. So it's close to wanting to be over here, but I don't think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to keep it over here. Choose the medium. Since how much water you add will make a lighter color. We'll see. Queen magenta is a maybe. I could probably just make something close to that. So that's a maybe, but probably not. We're into the reds now. Transparent pure orange. It says orange, but let's see. Transparent. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Nope. Transparent pure orange. Yes, it's this last one. Right here. Transparent pure orange. I do like how that looks. Let's go yes on that. But we'll see based on the reds that remain. Purell red. I don't currently have. I do have Purell scarlet. That's that one. Pie roll. I don't know what that means. Pie roll. Oh, that's how you say it. Pie roll, not Purell. Pie roll. Okay. Pyrrole? Do you really say it like that? Pyrrole? Pyrrole red? I guess that makes sense because it's got two R's in it. How you pronounce it? Pyrrole? Got it. Because I want to say Pyrrole. Pyrrole. Pyrrole or Pyrrole. Like Hyrule, but Pyrrole. I'm gonna butcher them. We're almost done. I don't need a million reds, but I'll have to choose deep scarlet. Telling you, got so many reds over here. Deep. Nope. Deep. No. Deep. Still no. Deep. What? I'm blind? Deep scarlet. It's not on this one. It's such a long day, my eyes are starting to cross. Oh, it's right there. I just missed it. Deep scarlet. Oh, well, that's kind of nice. It's kind of a bloody color. I don't mean that like bloody is sexy, but it's a nice kind of darker red kind of blood color without the, it's kind of like the dragon's blood without the brownish color in it. I actually really like that. Okay. And the Pyrrole red is right next to it, I think. I actually did this one out of order. Okay. Beep boop. Oh, wow. Somebody changed their name. I'm scored. Okay. Alizarin Crimson? Am I saying Alizarin right? It looks like Alizarin. Alizarin? Uh, let's find where this one is. No. Liner in? I'm gonna have to go find a YouTube channel and have somebody pronounce all these things out loud for me. There it is. Well, that's not nice of them at all. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Maybe that one? Oh, I like that one too. Damn it. I think the reds are all going to be maybes because I have to figure out which ones I like. Liner and sorry, no, the second one you said. Alizarin. Kind of like you're wanting to say lizard. Alizarin. In a way. Permanent. Alizarin. Crimson. That's going to have to be maybe too. It's almost exactly like the one next to it. Alizarin. Okay. I'm going to go with it. And then the opera pink, which I like. So even though it doesn't last long, it's the pinkest pink that I've got. So, but how often am I going to use it? I don't know. I haven't had pink, so I might really want to use it. So that's a definite maybe. So I've got a load of definites. The bottom row here is all of my definites. I need to evict 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I have a bunch of maybes that I need to test, especially these guys. So I think I'm easily going to be able to pick out the remainder of the 11 that won't be on the palette. And you know, maybe what I'll do to save time, because I don't want to burn through an entire next stream doing nothing but doing two of these. I may in between, like tomorrow or Wednesday, go ahead and do a quick swatch of everything. Just have it down on paper and dry. And then on Thursday, we'll fill the palette and do this swatch. Man, everything took longer than I thought it was going to today. Goodness gracious. But we're almost there. We've started the process. So I think we'll be good to go ahead and continue. As I said, I'm not going to repeat myself. I have a bad habit of that. Yeah. So I think Thursday we'll be back to work on that. The only thing I think I'll overfill that I know I'm going to do is indigo because I'm always going to use indigo no matter what. And I've got loads of it. But everything else, once I do put it in the palette, like I said, I think I'll just do a small amount in each in case I change my mind later so that I don't have to go very long between using up what's there. Oh, this is not an easy task at all. No, no, it is not. I thought it was going to be. I really thought I was going to get it done in one day, but I was so foolish. There's no way it was happening. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Um, I just now realized that my bear is in the way. Excuse me. Sorry, I didn't realize that he was covering up the one on the bottom. Yeah. So bottom row is my definites. Second row is my maybes that I need to definitely test to see if I want them there. The top row is the ones that I will not be putting on the palette, but that will be my extras. You just get another palette as a secondary one. Oh, I'm not getting another one of these. This thing is ceramic and heavy as hell. But I already have my main palette with my mostly Mary Blue pigments here that I'm keeping. I'm not going to do anything with it. I'll just use it still. It's difficult. When I chose these sets, I wanted to get the best representation of most of the color spectrum that they offered so I could make a more informed decision when I'm building out this palette. But I wanted a palette that had far more numerically, far more options than this one did. So that's why this one is here. That's why this one exists. This is still my go-to take with me if I leave or go anywhere palette. But this one's my stay at home palette, and it's got a cover and everything so that when it's drying and sitting on the table, I'll be able to cover it up and keep it not dusty and not hairy from dog hair. So I just get a tin to put the others in for backup. That's smart. I have nope, that's not it. I have this guy that I've already filled up. I got another little mini travel palette that's basically the same colors as this one if I don't want to carry this large one around. I've got a selection in this one that I've never used that I set up that's just here ready for me. And it's got like a little mixing well area on the side. So that's an option. Definitely something to consider. Because I can always go through and get another one of these or a smaller one or a larger one and make a different palette with a different spread of things in it for a different purpose. Something like that, just for just in case. Yeah, I think that'll work. I think that's it for me for now. My throat's starting to hurt. I'm getting kind of tired. I really didn't get a lot of sleep last night, so it's starting to hit me. So yeah, I'm gonna spend the last few hours of my night to eat and chill and watch videos or something, and then go back to work tomorrow. Yay! All right, guys. No, it's okay. I'm fine. It's just this time of year where you have to like I have to take the dog out multiple times, and I think my throat is just starting to. I'm starting to get that seasonal sore throat, scratchy throat wanting to happen. It isn't really, but if I talk too much, I think it'll get there. So yes, I'm gonna stop. Goddess and oh shit. I forgot your name. Was it Katrina? I'm terrible for names. I'm telling you, I'm sorry. I wish there was a way to rename people in Twitch, but they just don't allow that. Catherine, Katrina, I'm sorry. Just I'm terrible. I don't have a great memory a lot of times, but I'm pretty sure that's it. If not, please don't hate me. Krista, found it. It's written down over here in Discord. Okay, guys, thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful rest of your night, a wonderful next couple days, and I will see you back on Thursday. All right, guys. I'll see y'all later. Bye.